I've never seen it. Never seen nothing. You know, I see drugs, you know.
Yeah.
I don't be seeing like, I'm not a man that's about the gangbangs and the this and that.
Yeah.
So Marlon Wayans, in an interview, was asked directly, what is going on at these Diddy parties? As we know, there's a lot of celebrities and a lot of lists and things coming out right now with the whole Diddy allegations. Now, first and foremost, let's pray for some of those innocent people that we are finding out day after day are being traumatized or are victims of the things that are happening with this whole Diddy situation. Now, Marlon Wayans, I've covered a video on him before, and he was really out with this whole revenge photo shoot where he was really defending his kid's honor in the LGBTQ stance. And he's got a lot to say about God in this clip, and it's kind of contradicting. And I really want to point it out because I think that when it comes to some of these celebrities and even people who might even not be celebrities, you'll find out that they have this same, if not similar, kind of logic that gets them through their life and their relationship with God. Let's get into this clip.
These Hollywood parties. Marlon, you been to the Hollywood parties. What's going on at these Hollywood parties?
I left early.
Because people think that.
I've been to plenty Diddy parties. I left early. I swear to you, I've never seen
The stuff that they claim to be going on.
I never seen it. I never, those aren't the type of parties that I go to. I don't frequent those type of parties. And even if I go, like I said, I've never seen any of this. I'm like, when I hear about it, when did that happen?
Yes.
At what time?
Now, let me say this. I'm not saying at any point, just because he has an LGBTQ kid, that he also is LGBTQ. Although I have always had my doubts when it has came to this gentleman because of even some of the things that he does in some of the movies and some of the shows that he's done early on in his career. It's always been a bit, maybe even more than a tad bit questionable. But yeah, let's keep this going. I'm not saying that Marlon Wayans is possibly LGBTQ himself. Not at all. But you got to think about these celebrities because they're all being asked what's going on at the Diddy party. What's happening here? What do you know about it? Did you see it? Is it true? You know, do you know anyone who was involved? Like, there's so many things that people want to know. But what I think about is that we're never really truly going to know if these people know, just because of some of kind of the other conspiracies that have been leaked, where it's like some of the people who know about this stuff and come out saying a little too much happen to end up no longer being with us some way, somehow. Let's keep this going.
Did this go down? Because I was there till 3:30. You mean 3:32? So they waited for me to leave? Like, all right, good. That Wayans nigga's gone. He talked too much. I've never seen it. Never seen nothing. You know, I see drugs, you know.
Yeah.
I don't be seeing like, I'm not a man that's about the gangbangs and the this and that.
Yeah.
If I party, I like my own party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if I'm me and, you know, back in the day, it'd be me and some chicks. It'd be me and some chicks. I don't need me, some chicks, and some dicks. Nah, this is my party. This is my swell.
Ain't no Amtrak going on.
It's all love. This a love session here. Like, go. But you know Amtraks. Because that'll get you in trouble.
Yeah.
I see the forest through the trees. Because I got God in my life.
Right.
I got my daddy in my life. I got my mama. Don't do that.
Yep.
Now you know better.
Yep.
Everything that you do one day can come back to haunt you, so you got to be careful how you show up. I don't have no...
He said it right there. I got God in my life. Now, this is really... This is not necessarily a Diddy allegation video. More so pointing out Marlon Wayans because we've talked about him before when he came out sharing his thoughts and his opinions, if you will, about the backlash that he got for the LGBTQ photo shoot that he did in support of his child. Now, what shook me and what I find contradicting is that he's saying that he has God in his life, Rather, he was fighting against those who had God in their life that were correcting and or rebuking, if you will, the photos that he put up, saying in response to all his haters, shout out to all my haters, saying that he stands for that and that's what he stands for. And he's going to say a little bit later in regards to Elon Musk, and because Elon Musk he's not down for all that pronoun Z's or Zix stuff. So he's going to make a little sly about Elon Musk towards the end of this interview, but let's keep this going. It's just something to think about. I find that a lot of people have this notion that they have God in their life, but they use it as like this motivational tool, like God's a motivational speaker, which is probably why a lot of the pastors in modern day today have become motivational speakers, because that's the way that people view God. Like he's this, like he's only this motivator. Not saying that God can't motivate you, but I feel that people really just view him as this motivational coach aspect in their life. So it's like, I got God in my life, I got a dad, I got this, I got that. But it's like, you just saying that you have God in your life is not enough, because it's not necessarily translating into your viewpoints in life and certainly some of the things that he stands on in life. But let's keep this going.
Blemishes on my NASCAR. I am brand clean. I don't go to jail. I don't do DUIs because I don't drink and drive. If I'm gonna have me a drink, I don't care where I'm at. I'm gonna call me an Uber.
Right.
I don't drink and drive. I don't get into silly things. Yeah. I don't do that. I don't carry jewelry or nothing of value because I don't want to give you a reason to want to rob me. I got nothing. You want a credit card? Go for it, man. You got 20 minutes. Have at it. Right. Go rock out before I have to call in this. Someone stole my car. I don't drive fancy cars like Rolls Royces and no, I got a Prius. No, I got not a Prius. I ain't that cheap. Yeah. I got one car. I got two cars.
Hey, what Marlon Wayans got against Prius? I don't got no Prius, but I do be eyeing them. I do be looking at Priuses because look, they're efficient, and there's enough space. It's sneaky spacious. There's some room for the fam. So that's a pretty slider to the Prius. But off topic. Let's just keep this going.
I got a 1994 Range Rover.
94? And it's still operational?
Sure is. Only 50,000 miles on it. 1994 Range Rover. Wow. And I have a Tesla that I'm about to drive over a cliff. I don't like what he be saying about his trans child. It make me mad. You don't treat them babies like that. You don't disown your babies. Yeah, that was love your child. So my point is.
So he has a Tesla and he's getting ready to roll off of a cliff because he doesn't agree with what Elon Musk says about his trans child. Now I let me preface with saying this. The Bible does tell us clearly as parents not to exasperate our children. So if Elon Musk definitely is exasperating his child for the sin that he is indulging in, I definitely wouldn't agree with that. And but on the other side, I wouldn't agree with Marlon Wayans' standpoint, which almost seems as though he's condoning it. And we always like to wrap acceptance in with love, as Marlon Wayans said, love your child. Well, I love my child, but love doesn't always mean condoning things that aren't not good for you. And I know some of the critics, some of the haters may even say, how is being homosexual not good for you? Well, this is when I'm going to just say this boils down to your own individual household. I could tell someone who's a non-believer all day that being in a homosexual relationship is not biblical and it's not right and it's going to lead down a path of destruction, but it's going to go in one ear and out the other. So I would just wrap it around and say it boils down to your individual household. In Elon Musk's household, as for me and my house, we serve the Lord. So in Elon Musk's household, that might not be something that he condones. Whereas in Marlon Wayans' household, it seems as though it is definitely something that he condones. So it's like, I'm not saying to exasperate your child. I'm not saying to go and beat the gay out of him. I'm not even saying that. I will say that there is a healthy balance between the love, and I mean the love of God, that we're called to administer to our children, to people, anyone for that matter. I think there's a healthy balance between that love being administered and also a healthy balance of correction and guidance being offered to the child, or anyone for that matter, that could help them either walk away from destruction and get onto a better path. But let's keep this going, man. Like I said, I just don't really like how there's always this fight back and forth with this topic, and people usually use love as something to kind of end it all by saying, you need to love everyone. I do love everyone. And this isn't the person we're talking about. So yeah, if Elon Musk, like I said, if he's saying anything negative towards a person because of their choice of sin, I do not agree with that. It is the sin, rather, that I don't like, but it is the person that I do love, just to clear that up. But let's keep this going.
I watch how I conduct myself, because I'm not just doing this for me. I have to answer to God. I got to answer to my brothers. I have to answer to my legacy. I can't act a certain way. I have to answer to black people. I have to answer to kids that want to be like me. There's a lot for me to answer to.
He said it himself. I have to answer to God. I have to answer to black. Who said that he was the answer for black people? But then furthermore, he goes on and says, I have to answer to little kids who want to be like me. So it's like, as I say all the time, they know the influence that they have on people, and they are making conscious decisions to choose the influence that they put out. The influence that he's putting out of supporting LGBTQ and telling people to really be their authentic self. But he's saying, I have to answer to God. Yes, buddy, most definitely. Probably the only valuable thing that he said thus far is that he will have to answer to God. But it's very contradicting for someone to know that they have to answer to God, for someone to also then go on and claim and profess that they know God, and to do some of the things that they do publicly, influencing others to do those same exact things. Let's finish this out.
Bunch of people that want to come laugh and feel good, and I owe it to my fans to walk through this life and be an example as best as I can. Now, I will go on my runs. I will curse out United Airlines.
Yeah.
I will. When I'm mistreated, I'm a talk bad about you. But if I don't have to, I'm a refrain. But I watch my conduct. You have to watch your conduct. So I don't go to those parties like that. I've been to parties, but like I said, I never saw nothing. I'd be so surprised when I hear certain things. Like, that happened?
It's tough, man. I have a lot that I want to even say about what he just said at the end, but I feel that it may sound a bit too judgmental, and I don't really have the words to gather it to where it won't come off as though I'm trying to critique every little thing he's saying and doing, because I'm not. I just think that, as he said, there are a lot of people that look up to him, a lot of influences that he has. And I think that with that understanding that he says he has on his own, I think it's very interesting some of the things that he puts out, particularly that LGBTQ pride photo shoot where he was in such support of something that God clearly is not. But yet he is so strong, he's so convinced in his argument that he has a relationship with God and that he is going to have to answer to God. Don't be fooled, because I believe that even a lot of people right there at the end, even when he's talking about, oh, if someone does this to me or someone acts up, I will step out, I will do this. Where if someone has a relationship with God, someone knows God, we can't say we know him, but we're still treating people and still behaving the way that we once did, without any attempt or any hunger or thirst for genuine change. Just is what it is. And I find that this watered down approach to the gospel is what's being talked and shared about a lot of times, often throughout the internet. And a lot of people are finding comfort in that word. And I would encourage you not to. It's interesting, man. Praying for Marlon Wayans, man. Like I said, he has the understanding of that he's going to have to answer to God. But I just pray that he turn away from just a few things and a few of his ideologies. So that way when he does get to that point of actually having to answer to God, he's not having to answer questions that he might just not want to have to answer at that time. That's all I got for you guys at this time, man. I appreciate you guys sticking all the way through if you have. To the next one. I'm out.